So, hello. I think I'm going to try and make a slightly different video this time around, but still keeping with the theme of my weekly stock update video. And for this one, once again, 2 shares of Procter & Gamble, 2 shares of SCHD, bringing me up to 23 shares of Procter & Gamble and 13 of SCHD. So I didn't quite make the 25 shares by the end of the year, which was kind of my goal, kind of not, because I knew I was going to get next paycheck, I'll hit the 25 and do that. Yeah, it's in the new year, whatever though. Point being, made a goal, basically made it, and sometimes things aren't a complete fail if you don't make it, if you're making progress towards it. Hitting 23 out of 25 is still pretty good. A lot better than 0 if I wouldn't have even started or tried to make any progress whatsoever. Sure, I could have not bought SCHD, but I want it. And I want to one day hit 300 shares of SCHD next year. So I might as well get a jump start on that as well. Now, if you've looked at your portfolio this week, or this Monday in particular, it's down quite a bit. Mine is, at least. It's almost everything is down. And I mean everything is down from the week prior. But I think I only have like one stock that I'm positive in, and that's Altria, which it was like up 30%. Now it's up like 25 or 20, which I'm fine with. It's whatever. Coke's basically down to where I bought it at, within 1% or 2, which is good because I plan on buying more Coca-Cola, so the cheaper it gets, better for me. Now, Wendy's. Wendy's, man. Still, and I'm going to say this for a long time, should have sold out at 20. I guess in retrospect, should have sold out at 19. Should have sold out at 18. But here we are. I think it's down to like 16.20 or something like that. It's down way below my cost basis. I think it might recover one day. Maybe not 2025. Maybe it will. Maybe they'll get their stuff together and start, I don't know, stop closing restaurants or close enough restaurants that they're more profitable. Who knows? It's still something like the second biggest burger thing behind McDonald's, so I don't think it's down and out exactly as much doom as everyone is projecting. I don't think that's fair. I think there's way too much fear in the stock market right now. There's the whole election. They think Trump is just going to be so inflationary, which maybe he might be, but I think they're overblowing a lot of it, as it usually does. Only time will tell. And maybe we're in for another 4 or 5 years of flat or negative returns, or maybe not, you know? I don't have a crystal ball. But I'm going to keep on investing, and I'm glad that I'm now switching to SCHD. I think this is the time to just keep chugging away at that. I think it'll be less volatile than individual stocks, even though I do love some individual stocks. On a kind of different note, though, the bond market. The 20-year Treasury yield, that shot back up to like 4.6, something like that, 4.7, which is like the all-time high of the last decade or two, which I got in luckily at the 6.25, or the 4.625, for one of my bonds that I bought. The other one was 4.125 or something like that. So treasuries are back on the menu. Like, I don't know, if they start touching 5%, it's going to be hard for me to not put some money into that and start even buying $100 treasury, $200 a week or so. Because I think I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the tax-free, state tax and local tax-free, that I don't have to pay that. That kind of nudges it up a 0.25% or so in total returns versus paying all the state taxes on the dividends and such. Yeah, you still have to pay your federal tax, but whatever. It depends on your tax situation. Mine's going to be different than everyone else out there, and yours is going to be different than mine. I have some deductions from, like, the solar panels I put on. I've got 5 years to use that all up before I lose it. I have not even come close. And I've got 2 years after this tax return to carry it forward, and I've got, like, I don't even know how much, like $25,000. I'm never gonna owe that much in federal taxes on the next 2 or 3 years, and even in the next 6. I don't think I will owe that much unless I hit it real big in the stocks, maybe. But so there's a big case for bonds right now, that, especially looking forward, if they do continue to rise, especially over that 5% threshold, that's pretty good. Lock up some money and some safe 5% returns. So that's kind of where my head is. And another one, getting a covered call ETF and putting $1,000 into that and just seeing how it goes. I missed out on the Misty or whatever. That was the covered call Bitcoin ETF, and I don't think it's a great time to get into that right now. For me personally, I could be wrong. Bitcoin's at like 100,000 or something. Misty goes up when Bitcoin goes up, and I could see Bitcoin retracing back down to the 60 or even 30 or $20,000 range. But maybe it goes up to $250,000. Who knows? Now, on to the other part of this video. If you watched The Spiffing Brit and his content about, he's making a YouTube video that deletes. He'll delete a little more of it each and every time. This will up the retention rate and theoretically push his video out to more people, because it'll have a higher retention rate of videos that are similar in length and stuff like that on the same topic or niche that he's in, which is, I don't know, exploiting video games and such. So I kind of want to try that with this video, with making it so much longer than maybe what it needs to be, and then cutting out those minutes at a later time to thus increase my retention. And just see what happens, because I usually get so few impressions. It's under 100. I think it's most of the time under like 50 impressions, which I'm going to go look at right now since this is going to be a long one. Yeah, my last video got like 63 impressions. So, not great. And from that, I don't really know how you can grow as a YouTuber. If you're not getting the impressions, it's just not going to happen. So, I kind of wonder if I do make a very much longer video and then cut out 3/4 of it and still keep it halfway decently entertaining and on brand or whatever, how will that affect it long term? Will this lead to more impressions? That might lead to more clicks. Maybe. I mean, right now, I'm not using the microphone. I'm not going to have the best audio quality of this. I probably won't even have the best video quality because of the time of day that I'm recording this and how it's going to be. So all in all, this is a test I want to do before I do eventually get a new camera in like February. Looking at the whatever Canon something, I don't even remember, R50 or something like that. Like an R100, an R200. Maybe I'm looking at the R100. I don't know. Something with touchscreen and I don't know, it looked pretty cool. Records in 4K or something like that. So big upgrade over this current camera. And then maybe I won't have to use a microphone to get pretty good audio quality out of that. So anyhow, the rest of this video is just going to be like, I don't know, black noise or whatever, just to play in the background, just to up the watch time, up the retention, and see what happens. See if I get more than like 60 impressions in a week with my 7-ish views. Also, I'm gonna rant now. Rant starting. A lot of the advice on the internet is just make better content. Doesn't really go much more into depth of like, I don't know, how to do lighting better, what is a good camera and stuff, which thank you, Tim, for like all your advice over the year or so. But it's really hard to find actual credible good advice on YouTube, and some of it is luck that people don't want to attribute luck to it because then it's out of your control. And some people do want to attribute it because then they're like, it's not my failure, the algorithm didn't pick me. And I think it's a combination of the two, because of some of the channels that I've seen that upload the same video 4, 5, 6, 7 times and get 100 views each time until the last one, and they hit 100,000 views on the same exact short video, and now they move on to a new short and they keep uploading it until they get over 10,000 views. If luck and timing had nothing to do with it, then why didn't all of them get a similar view count? Why one barely getting 100 views and the other one's getting 10, 20, 30,000 views if luck had nothing to do with it, if it was a pure science experiment? So YouTube does not work like that. You will get traction, you will get random traction. I had a video blow up and get 700 views doing nothing different than I did in the other 20 videos that get like 12 views. It just, sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't, which is fine. That's how YouTube is. So that's why I'm kind of doing this experiment, just to see if you can do things to help yourself out. That's not, I don't know, cheating, I guess, exactly. So anyways, in a week or two, most of this is going to be cut down. And I'll see if the retention just goes up, if I get more impressions, if I get more click-through, which impressions doesn't, you know, correlate to click-through, really, I guess at all. But it's something. So yeah, thanks for watching the first part of this video. We'll see how long the second part goes.